Alright, so we last left off. One sec. With more history about Shannon and Beatrice and the like. This time, let's see. Kinzo and them put up the big ol' portrait of Beatrice. And so Shannon and Cannon were interested in it, as was Beatrice, and they put up the epitaph. And Genji gave them the hint that his hometown is in Taiwan, which apparently is a really big clue. Not quite sure exactly how. I never did myself end up looking into that. But we currently left off with Beatrice looking into the riddle, trying to figure out where it was, and she found an atlas, the map of Taiwan, and it's got 129 rivers in it, or some such. But apparently she's still going, keeping up lookout. So let's get to it. This was quickly becoming ridiculous. Genji must have been muttering nonsense to himself after all. I only thought he was giving out a hint about the epitaph. So, the reward for the fool blinded by gold is dust. Nice one, Genji. I tossed the book aside, used magic to turn a bookshelf into a sofa, and plopped down on top of it. For a while, I grumbled about getting tricked and looked up at the ceiling. I was annoyed, so I felt like gathering all this room's dust, packing it into a ball, and tossing it into Genji's teacup. So I glanced down at the floor. The book I had thrown away lay open on the ground. A gold butterfly was resting on that open page. Tossing a book at random and reading an oracle from the page it happens to open do as a kind of ritual. I see. So that page might have some sort of hint. Not entirely convinced, I picked the book up. The open page was probably very near the one I had been reading. Apparently, it was a page explaining Taiwan's geography. Oddly enough, it was a page about rivers and lakes. I already know that there are 129 rivers. This Beatrice seems quite, better word, dull. Is there something else you're trying to tell me? There were 6 major rivers listed. Zuoshi River, Kaoping River, Danshui River, Dajia River, Zengun River, Dadu River. Oh. Oh, then, which of these rivers might have sweet fish in them? An idea came to me then. Sweet fish are freshwater fish, and you don't find ocean water in rivers, unless it's extremely dirty or blocked by a dam. Any river might have sweet fish in it. How foolish. All rivers have fresh water in them. What's stopping sweet fish from living in any river? Come to think of it, what foolish name this Danshui River has. Freshwater river? This river isn't a freshwater river. It only makes sense to name a river after what's in it for literally anything else. Danshui River flows from Taipei to the harbor town of Danshui. I see. It isn't called that because of the water in it, but because of the town at its mouth. As you travel down the river, you will see a village. In that village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. I realize that this is stupid, and yet there's something about this town. Behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved hometown. That line should be talking about one of the 129 rivers. Sweet fish are freshwater fish, and here's this freshwater river flowing down to a town called Freshwater. It's like a strange, trivial word game. Or could it be some kind of code? I've been looking for books here so long that the dust is piling up on me. If I give up now, it would all have been a waste of time. Very well. Why don't I test my luck and see if the random page and book opened contains an oracle? I turn to the next page, trying to search in even greater detail. To me, solving this riddle was like a game, one that all the servants were engrossed in. I was just trying to be one of that group. For quite some time, I had suffered from a lack of books I could find particularly absorbing, and I was very bored. So I took that book back with me to my own room, and looked through it every night. There was the epitaph riddle in the nets. In the third game, Eva solved the riddle after reading a book in the book archive. Then, in the fifth game, Fudo Erika looked for an atlas in that room before solving the riddle herself. Then, there really is some secret in a map of Taiwan. I believe that the Sweetfish River part was a cove for Danshui River. Every day, I researched the surrounding geography in detail. Of course, I also looked up several small streams that might have sweetfish in them. However, that didn't get me anywhere. According to some information from a previous game, we aren't looking for an actual river, but it is something that flows. That's how Eva interpreted it. So, it isn't a river? Correct. In the end, Danshui River had nothing to do with it. However, now that I think about it, it must have been an oracle after all. The river itself was unrelated, but it was still a great hint. The river was unrelated, but it was still a hint? Calm down and think. Think of something that flows, but isn't a river. So, something other than water that flows? What can you think of? Try and think outside the box. Well, I'm tired of all this puzzle solving. Stop being annoying and give us the answer. You solved the epitaph, right? Probably. Something other than water that flows. Something... something? Methods of transportation? Like a road or a highway? Correct. It took me so long to realize that the Sweetfish River did not refer to water itself. That's right. There's something other than a river with the name Danshui. Something where both people and things flow up and down. Up and down? You mean... That's it. Railroads. The Danshui Line. It's a railway that goes from Taipei to Danshui Harbor. It was constructed in 1901 while Taiwan was under Japanese rule. Afterwards, the number of stations continued to grow, and it became a major artery into Taipei. This railroad was used after the war as well, and is still in common use as the Danshui line of the Taipei Rapid Transit System. Its route begins at Taipei Station and continues on until the town of Danshui. Danshui Station. Taipei Station? Oh no, that was Taishui Station. I can't read those. Station, formerly that station. That station, formerly... What did the epitaph say you'd see if you went down the river? A village. There's only one station on the Danshui line. That character. For the village, in its name. And it's this. That one station. How do you read this? The Japanese pronounce it Kirigan. Its name was changed to that. Second high station after the war, but when Kinzo lived there, it was Kirigan Station. As you travel down the river, you will see a village. Again, in that village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. God isn't the only one. You can also see kanji, the character for shore. In the end, it took quite a long time to work out that this station was the one referred to. It has the character for village and the character for shore. It felt like a kid's riddle, playing with letters. The first character in Kirigan has it all. The character for mouth. And that one, the other half of that first character means the word that, right? That village is shore, and the mouth is telling of it. But I don't get what the two means. The three characters of Kirigan can be split into a mouth, a that, a village, and a shore. These are all words that appear in the epitaph. In that village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. You can read it as a code for the name of the station. However, I don't understand the part about the two. I was also stuck on that part. However, by then I was very confident that the station was what the epitaph referred to. If the station was once known by a different name, and could some local spot also have had its name changed? That's right. Kirigan Station was named after a nearby location, after all. And though the name of that area was also Kirigan, it's written differently. There are two mouths. It didn't take much investigation before it was clear. The epitaph must have been referring to this place called Kirigan. Then, is this where the key to the Golden Land rests? That would be the obvious answer. However, I couldn't make the long trip to Taiwan to check. And of course, the place known as Kirigan is quite large itself. The tiny key was hidden somewhere there, and I'd never find it. I was at a loss. But you didn't give up. I was certain that I had found the answer, at least the first 5 lines of the epitaph. In my eyes, it truly was an entertaining game. No, a mystery. I almost gave up then. However, there was no doubt that I had the key in my hand, so I decided to travel to the Golden Land in accordance with the epitaph. On the first twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. We can tell by this line that the key refers to 6 things. Reasoning makes it possible to see that this could refer to a specific key. 6 things? Characters. Yes, 6 things. I was merely a thick-headed human. I decided to look through books for anything related to the number 6. 6. 666. Location of the key, called Kirigan, was hidden by a word game. That meant the 6 things were surely connected to some sort of word game too. 6. 666. I kept searching for 6. Is there some way to split the characters in Kirigan to get 6? Good idea. Still, no matter how much you stare at those 3 characters, you won't get an answer. The problem here is that Kirigan is just a Japanese reading of the name. Then, how do they pronounce it there? It's pronounced Kirian, and written in Roman characters. That's 6 characters long. 6 letters. Then it's a book game after all. This is what it means by the 6 chosen by the key. I get it. Talk about it like this. Sounds like a line of reasoning that can be reached in a second. However, it took a long time before I reached this spot on my own. A dizzying number of nights passed from the time Genji uttered that single word to the time I got this far. So, what does it mean to offer these 6 letters as sacrifices? On the second twilight, we start to hear about those who remain. Reasoning opens up the possibility that 6 letters of the key are being removed from an even larger set of letters. However, what could the 6 letters be removed from? That puzzle worried me for a long time. It's like the start of an entirely new riddle. This time, I'll have to solve it all by myself, without any assistance. In a previous game, I'm pretty sure Aunt Rosa formed some sort of theory about the first twilight. Right. That theory about a 10-day journey ending at the 10th twilight. On the 10th twilight, at journey's end, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Land's treasures, once and for the last time. She took that section to be a literal trip that ends when you attain to or reach the treasure of the Golden Land. What meaning was there in those words? Realizing that there was something to be found, and then realizing what that something actually was, took another long stretch of time. By Rosa's reasoning, attain to meant reaching some physical location represented by the 4 treasures. It was a good try, but not quite right. It's not the treasures we're supposed to reach, but their power. What does it even mean to reach the power of something like that? Don't overthink it. What else can the word power mean? You reach, rather, raise yourself to the power of the 4 treasures, starting at twilight number 10. And this is done once and for the last time. Oh, so it's an exponent, like a math problem. Here, I had a home-filled advantage since I lived on Nakajima. There was a hint here that made it easier to think of a certain large number. In fact, you might say that I found the answer before I knew what the question was. You keep making it so complicated, Leon's gonna get a headache. Let's get back to the point. 10 to the 4th power is 10,000. You reach 10,000 on the 10th twilight. How far have you gotten by the 1st twilight? That's just 1/10 of 1,000. 1,000, right? Right. But while that gives us a single word, it has nowhere near enough letters. And it doesn't match the key at all. However, the end of the line says, you will attain to the power once and for the last time. If we interpret this as reaching 10 to the 4th power once, and doing the same thing one final time, we end up with 10 quadrillion. That's 10 quadrillion at the 10th twilight, or quadrillion at the 1st twilight. As Battler guessed in the 5th game, it has 11 letters. Or should I say, as you guess. Strangely enough, both words begin with Q. I felt that this just had to be right. Leon took a notepad from a pocket and spelled out quadrillion and killion. The two words even looked similar at a glance. That's right. It's true that the 6 letters chosen by the key are right there inside quadrillion. So, what happens if we take them out? We're left with 5 meaningless letters. However, the important thing is the number 5. After all, the next part of the epitaph, the word kill appears 5 times. And then, on the 9th twilight, none shall be left alive. In other words, there should be 5 letters left. On top of that, just as Pat-san guessed in the 5th game, 2 of these letters are close to each other. The D and the R. Those are the 2 who are close. Once you reach this spot, the riddle has been practically solved. Or, put another way, this is as far as you go with the epitaph alone. You might be able to figure out the answer with a little more wordplay, but you won't be able to activate the device. That's right. Once you know this much, all that remains is the gouge and kill. You had a good idea of where the place was, even before you got this far, right? Yes. Some people suspected the gold was hidden there, even before the epitaph appeared. And because of the mysterious phrase that appeared there, it's only natural that I thought the place concealed some secret. What do you mean by place? The place was the device that opens the door to the Golden Land. A quick-witted person should be able to figure out where the first twilight is by now. Huh? I thought the first twilight was quadrillion, not place. It's the place where quadrillion is written. You should know it. Or did you blindly follow Kinzo's order and never go near it? Umineko, Nakukoro Nichido, Nocturne of Truths and Illusions. The device Kinzo told you not to go around? Chapter 9. The Day the Witch Revived. The only device I can think of is this study. For the mansion. But quadrillion. I never would have gotten this riddle. Point blank, I wouldn't have ever gotten it. Quadrillion. There's only one place you'll find that word on Arkanjima. Gold butterflies flitted from shadow to shadow, dodging raindrops. Unless my memory is mistaken, this is probably the place. It was the chapel. That mysterious building, one of the oldest in Arkanjima, which had been built at the same time as the mansion. It was called the chapel, but not once did Kinzo use it for worship. The members of the family had never been allowed inside. There were strict orders that none approach it without reason, and its purpose has always been a mystery. However, all of these mysteries got boring after several decades. At some point, everyone forgot the chapel even existed, and that splendid building passed from the thoughts of Arkanjima's residents. Of course, this had been true for Beato as well. Beato, who hated boredom, had no desire to approach places that humans never went. Her last memory was of the time she went in there to taunt Shannon and she tried to clean.
間違いない。
Shannon, she tried to clean. There can be no doubt.
あれである。
That is it.
クワドリリオ。
Quadrillion. Beato looked up above the door of the chapel. There was a relief displayed over an arch. English words were written there.
お前は1000
You'll be
兆
blessed
分の 1
only at a
の確率
probability
で
of
し
a
か
quadrillion
祝
to
福
one.
されない。あの謎を解け
So
る
you
者
thought
が
it
現れ
was
る
a
確率
probability of someone solving
そな
this
たは
riddle.
船長という名の奇跡に見立てたのか。
This chapel was built long ago. If there is a device like the one I imagine, Kenzo must have prepared that epitaph riddle many decades ago. He must have been planning to use it as a ceremony for choosing a fitting successor all that time. However, that ceremony is now a ceremony to open the door to the Golden Land, to my resurrection. When I snapped my fingers, the ground bulged and several snake-like dead trees sprouted up. They twisted around each other to form a ladder, which leaned itself against the door.
わらわの想像
If
通
my
りな
guess
ら
is right, there's some sort
Ano
of device
relief
in
was
that
skaken.
relief. I slowly climbed the ladder. Because of the size of the door, the relief was very high up. This close up, it looks much bigger than it did from the ground.
そういえば
Come to
礼
think of
拝
it,
堂を大掃除する
whenever we cleaned the chapel,
あの源氏
this relief was the only thing that
わざわざこの
Genji
レ
always
リー
made
フ
sure
だけ
he
は
polished
自
himself.
らの手で見その程度のこ
I
と
always wondered why he
な
didn't
ぜ
make
若
something
い
so
使用
trivial
人 に
to the
任
younger
せるのか
servants.
と不思議に思っていたものだが
I thought it strange, but nothing more. The master treasured this relief, so the head servant cared for it himself. I always accepted that excuse. But now, I understand. There must be something in this relief. And Genji polished it himself to make sure that no one else accidentally found out.
このクワ
So,
ドリリオンか
am I
ら
to sacrifice the
鍵
six
の
letters
選びし
chosen by
6
the
文
key
字を
from
生贄に
Quadrillion?
捧げるという
The tips of my fingers touched the cue. My fingertips were soon covered with dust. However, I quickly realized that there was something strange about it.
この文字
Don't tell me this letter.
まさや
No,
そうでな
it
くては
had to
な
be
ら
like this.
んでなくては
There would be no other
生
way
贄
to
に
offer up
捧げられぬから
sacrifices.
な
Beato grabbed the letter Q, and after lightly playing around with it in various ways, she pulled it out with a slight clunk.
やはり
Just as I thought. Here's the Q I pulled out. And this part's a wedge. No, it's a key. A key that was attached to the back of the Q and had been stuck into a keyhole in a relief.
そういうこと
I
か
see.
ならばあとは
In
わ
that
かる
case,
ぞ
I know what to do next.
よしよしこの
Very
9
good.
の鍵は違
This
う
Q key is a wrong answer.
お前は外れだ
Enough with you. Beato carelessly tossed the Q key aside. This was the first sacrifice. She kept on pulling out the keys for the 6 letters representing the key.
A も
So
生贄であ
A
る
will also be sacrificed,
そして I も
And
2
both
つ生
eyes.
最後の
and
N
then
も
the N at
生
the
贄
end.
か L は1文字を生贄で
Now
あ
I
る
only
が
sacrificed one L,
困った
but
ぞ
unfortunately there are 2
L は
L's
2つ
here.
あるではないか
There were 2 L's. I didn't know which I should sacrifice. I tried pulling both out, but the keys were of different shapes. So one is the right answer, and one is the wrong answer.
どうせ2
Well,
通りし
there
か
are
な
only
い
2.
誤りだった
If I
ら
make a
もう
mistake,
片方を
just
試せ
try
ば
the
い
other
い
one.
だけのこと
Unless messing up sets off a trap that blows up the island, of course. Thinking it a waste of time to sit here worrying, I decided on the rightmost L and pulled it out. 5 letters remained in the word.
これにて
And now, the
第
first
1の
twilight
番
is
は
over.
終了だ続いて
On to
第
the
2
second
の
twilight. On the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the 2 who are close.
D と
The
R
D
に
and
寄
R
り添って
are
こ
close.
れを引き裂く
What
と
does
は
it
い
mean to
かに
tear them apart?
抜けばよい
Do I pull them out? But if I do, there'll only be 3 letters left. By this point, I was able to make a good guess at what the gouge and kill lines meant.
えぐりて殺せは
Gouge
おそ
and
らく
kill probably means to turn
鍵を
the
ひね
keys
って
and take
回し
them
て
out.
から引き抜くとなれば
In that case,
頭から
the parts
足は
about going from head to leg
左の文字鍵から右へ順にそれを行えという意味に違いあるまい
If that's the case, there must be 5 characters left on the board. In other words, tear apart doesn't mean kill.
それで引き裂けと考
If so,
えた場
then
合
we can read tear apart
こ
to
の
mean
D と
a
R
gap between the
2
D
字の
and
間
R.
隔をしかし
But how?
またしてもやり方
Once
は
again,
2
there are
通り
2 ways
である
to do it. Do I remove D and move it to the left? Do I remove the R and move it to the right? Pondering this for some time, I realized that both choices were wrong.
違う
No,
そうではないのだ
That's not right.
さっきの L から
I've
間
had it
違
wrong
ってい
ever
た
since I removed that L. A short while ago, I removed the right of the 2 L's. However, if I removed the left one, they'd all be evenly spaced. It would look like this. If you line it up this way, it's easy to see the next step. The R gets shifted to the right. This way, all of the letters are spread out evenly. This must be it.
そして次が
And this next part,
また
It's
難
another
題
tough
である
one.
ぞ我が名をたた
praise
え
my
よ
name? It's already clear that this is a word game. Those who remain shall praise my noble name. Just what are the remaining 5 letters supposed to do? Probably change their order to form a word.
U D R L
U
O
D R L O.
この5文字をどうに
Should
か
be
する
done
と
about these 5
何か
letters.
の意味になるということか
Praise my name.
ここまで来て
How can I get
わ
stuck
けのわ
coming
か
from
らぬ
far?
謎をこの5文字で
How are these 5 letters
ど
supposed
う
to
我が
praise
名
the
とやら
name?
を称えろというのか
That man's name is Ushumiya Kinso. Is the U part of Ushumiya? No, several letters don't match, and there aren't nearly enough letters to make Ushumiya.
我が名とは
One thing is certain,
金蔵を指
my
すこと
name
だけは間違
must
い
refer
ない
to Kinzo.
ならばやはり
Then,
U は
does the U stand
後
for
ろ宮を指
Ushumiya
す
after all?
イニシャルである
Like an initial?
とならば
And what does the D, R, L, and O stand for?
DRLO 金
They
蔵
can't
も意
mean
味する
Kinzo. Do the R
RO
and O stand for Rakunjiva?
六軒島の主
Master of
金
Rakunjiva.
蔵
Kinzo.
字数がまるで足らぬ
This riddle leaves me totally confused. However, there are only 5 letters left. There can't be too many possible combinations of those letters. I could use process of elimination. Thinking I'd play around with it, I pulled out the U. There were 4 letters left. D, R, L, and O. The idea that the U stood for Ishimiya was like a heavenly oracle. When I removed the U, I thought of making a word with the remaining 4 letters. D, R, L, and O. Lord. Those 4 letters spun around my head, changing their orders, and latched upon a single English word that would serve to praise Kinzo.
ロードだ
It's Lord.
ロード
Lord. I had absolutely no basis for it. However, it was like a flash of inspiration. I quickly changed the letters around before that flash faded from my mind.
L O R D ロード
Lord,
U
you,
後ろ宮
Ishimiya.
後ろ宮
Lord
卿
Ushumiya?
どうか第4の番
On the
に
fourth twilight, gouged the
頭を
head.
えぐりって
Uh-huh. It was a key, so it wouldn't have turned if it was the wrong one. But it did turn. I managed to gouge it. I gouged the first letter, the L, with a click, and then pulled it out.
次
Next, the
第
fifth
5の
button,
番胸をえ
gouged
ぐ
the
り
chest and kill.
殺せ
The O was gouged and pulled out easily. Then the R. Then the D. And finally the U. turned the key of the U, I could feel a resistance, as though some device had been activated. I waited for something to change, but nothing did. However, I had felt something happen. A secret door must have opened up somewhere around here. Waiting around won't accomplish anything. I've probably done everything I can here, and the letters in quadrillion have been removed. At the ninth twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive. So this way, has the witch revived? The 10th twilight. At journey's end, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Lens treasures, once and for the last time. When I stepped down off the ladder and looked around, I immediately noticed a small change. That lion statue. At some point, the lion statue in front of the chapel had turned to face a different direction. How did that work? Did Kinzo plan up this extravagant device back when he first started building on this island? I walked up to the lion statue and stared at it. Other than the fact that it was pointing a different direction, nothing had changed. In that case, is the lion looking at something in particular now? I followed this line of sight and saw another lion statue. That lion statue had also changed its direction. Interesting. So, follow the lion guideposts. As intricate as ever, I see, Kinzo. I wasn't complaining anymore. I felt a bit of respect and awe at Kinzo for setting up such an intricate device and having it go undiscovered for all these years. There were lion statues standing like guardian deities at the entrance and the corners of the chapel. The direction they faced had changed, pointing around to the back of the chapel. There was something there. Oh. It was no longer a surprise. This was after the contraption with the letters, after being guided by the lions. So, when a gaping open secret passageway appeared, with stairs leading down to the darkness below, it wasn't surprising to me anymore. So, this is the entrance to the Golden Land, Kinzo? It's always raining when someone finds it, isn't it? Did you find it? Grandfather's gold? Yes. It took ages and ages, but I had reached the Golden Land. According to the previous games, there was an underground VIP room there, along with 10 tons of gold, right? Yes. After going down a rough stairway, there was a door at the end of a passage. Inside, it was beautifully furnished, a true VIP room. And was the gold all you found there? Yes. At the time, it would be a lie to say that I was not dizzy by the sight of all that gold stacked high. Is this real? I lightly touched the pile of gold with my finger. It was hard and cold. I must have imagined that it would crumble like a sandcastle if I touched it. Now there could be no doubt. This certainly was a 10-ton pile of gold ingots. Considering the amount of gold I had just found, I figured I ought to be crying out in delight. I didn't really feel like laughing, but I thought it only good manners to do so in a situation like this, so I forced it out. Because of this, only a few feeble laughs slipped from my mouth. At that moment, even stronger than any delight was a feeling as though I'd entered a place I wasn't supposed to be. I couldn't think of what I should do next, now that the epitaph's riddle had been completed. Then, I heard approaching footsteps. It was coming from the stairway I had entered by. Someone was coming. Could it be Kinzo? If he finds out I've been in a place like this, will I get scolded harshly? I thought about hiding and forgetting this ever happened, but my legs wouldn't move. I kept standing there, stunned in front of the pile of gold, as the footsteps drew closer and closer. The door opened, and I saw who it was. It wasn't Kinzo. It was Genji. Yep. You... Did you reach this place by your power alone? Indeed. For some time, Genji stared at Beato in silence, as though he was calculating something. Then he slowly clapped his hands together. He did it again, over and over. It took quite a long time before I realized that he was applauding me. The master has said that he will hand over the gold and the headship to the first person who solves the epitaph. And he believed this person would be Beatrice. Beatrice? Me? This is fate. This face that brought you to this day. I didn't really understand what Genji was saying. Surely the shock of seeing the gold still had me paralyzed. Come this way. Okay. Genji opened a closet. Inside it was a torso wearing a beautiful dress made of black cloth and golden stitching. When I saw it, I understood immediately. It was the witch's dress. The black dress worn by the Beatrice in the portrait. Change into this. This is... It is something you once wore. I've never worn a dress like this. However, I understood what Genji meant. This dress was one that Beatrice once wore, and the one who displays a miracle by solving the epitaph is Beatrice. By reaching this room, I succeeded the position of the real Beatrice, the one in the portrait. Why do I call myself Beatrice? Because the name of the Golden Witch, who rules over Rakanjima's night, is Beatrice. That's right. I wasn't the real Beatrice. I was the different witch, stealing the name of the witch from Kinzo's delusions. And now, I have succeeded the real Beatrice. By solving the epitaph's riddle, my resurrection will be complete. I was the one who decided on that rule. However, this really was a ceremony to resurrect Beatrice. In the past, I believed that I could create my own fate with my magic. How ironic that one could control magic at will, would be guided by fate to this place. At that moment, I had no choice but to truly accept and believe in this word called fate. And after I put this on, you will go to the master. Ready yourself. Wait here. Okay. Master, it is Genji. After Genji knocked, the sound of the study's door unlocking could be heard. After a single glance telling me to wait, Genji entered alone. I cannot believe that this day has come. Fate can be such a strange thing. Kumasawa was with us too. I thought this dress, which didn't really suit me, led to a lot of jokes. but she didn't laugh at me at all. On the contrary, when she saw me, her expression had turned stern, as the long-awaited day had finally come. My heart raced. Supposedly, anyone should have been able to solve the epitaph. There shouldn't be anything strange about me solving it. Genji and the others kept wearing serious expressions, and that, along with everything else, made this feel like some sort of grand ceremony. The suffocating silence continued. Eventually the door opened, and Genji peeked out. Enter Beatrice-sama. He was saying those words to me, but not to the person I had been until a short while ago. Go ahead, Beatrice-sama. Kumasawa also urged me forward with a respectful bow. Kinzo was probably waiting for me inside. What expression should I wear as I go in? How should I greet him? I don't have a clue. As the two of them motioned me forward, it was all I could do to avoid tripping over my dress as I walked. Kinzo-san, he is here. Kinzo was crouched on the ground, so kneeling before the portrait of Beatrice. At Nanjo's words, he slowly turned, still crouching. Kinzo's eyes were already red with crying. When he saw me, he groaned with wonder. Beatrice. Had he even forgotten how to stand up? He crawled over to where I was, while calling out to me with the name of the woman he had loved long ago. I was too stunned to move. Kinzo grabbed the hem of my dress, gripped it tightly, then curled up and sobbed. Beatrice! I'm so sorry. I knew how you felt, and yet I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. The words weren't directed at me. However, just standing here like this was all I needed to do. Kinzo's moment of atonement, the moment he had spent half of his life searching for, had finally come. A human's life is stained with sin. So, humans seek forgiveness while they still live. However, in most cases, the person capable of granting such forgiveness is no longer on this earth. It was like that for Kinzo too. The one he sought no longer existed in this world. Instead, that forgiveness had been woven together by a miracle, and now Kinzo had received it. Beatrice! You need not forgive me. You need not say anything. I simply needed to apologize to you just once. Oh. Kinzo kept grasping the dress's hem and sobbing. The sins of humans are not forgiven from without. Forgiveness is found through regret and repentance. I want to believe that some sin, some fault of his, has been forgiven thanks to the way I look. Kinzo's sobbing gradually ceased, and he slowly looked up at me and rose. He looked unsteady. Nanjo rushed forward to support him. So, I see that you are alive. I'm glad. This time, these words weren't directed through me, but at me. I hesitated, unsure how I should respond. I beg your forgiveness for keeping this a secret from you all this time. No matter. I do not fault you, Genji. Considering the sin that I committed, every single day until now has been necessary for my atonement. However, there can be no doubt that today's miracle is a true one. By her own power, without anyone's help, she solved the theft before anyone else. Well done, solving such a difficult epitaph. Thanks.
はい。
Indeed, your voice resembles your mother's. Even your face reminds me of that mother and daughter. There can be no doubt that Beatrice's blood flows through your veins. Yes, the traces of the lady who adored in her youth are right there. Does my face look like someone else's? Beatrice-sama, please forgive me for keeping this a secret, even from you. Your parents are Beatrice-sama and the master. What? It's true. Until now, you've been raised as a child without parents. However, your true father is the master, and your true mother is Beatrice-sama.
それは
Really? Hey, hey, welcome, welcome. Just like the big reveal, man. Yes, you truly are a descendant of Beatrice-sama. Is such a strange fate really possible? I've dreamed about it. Dreamed about what it'd be like to be the Golden Witch Beatrice. But that dream had been mine alone. I dreamed that if I solved the epitaph and carried out its ceremony, I would revive as the true Beatrice. So, is it okay to believe that since I've solved it, Beatrice really has revived?
私が
I
本当に
truly
ベ
carried
アトリーチェの
Beatrice's blood? Yes, there is no doubt of that whatsoever. It must have been hard for you to live until this day without knowing a parent's affection. And yet, look at how wonderfully you've grown.
皆さんは
So,
知ってたんで
you
すか
all knew
私のことを
about me? Genji, Kurosawa, and even Nacho nodded wordlessly. Now that I think about it, there might have been lots of hints. I've always felt as though there was something special about me. Genji, especially Kurosawa, always treated me very kindly. Then, does that mean this day is a promised day, which would eventually have come no matter what? I don't understand anything anymore. It's all a miracle from God. A promised fate has led me to this day. Beatrice. No. Leon. That is the name I wanted to give you. It is your true name, Leon. I will now return to you everything that Beatrice gave me. I return to you the gold, as well as everything of you from your family which was created by it. Kinzo stuck out a hand that looked like a rotting tree. On his finger was a ring with the one-winged eagle crest, the symbol of the Ushiromiya family head. He pulled it off, grasped it tightly, and then held it out to me. I didn't know what to do. Slowly, as though they were being drawn forward, I held out my hands, palms up. After pressing his fists against my cupped hands, Kinzo slowly opened his hands and let the ring drop. Leon, my child, all the ways your fate has been toyed with until today were caused by my sins. Please forgive me. You will now inherit my ring. You are the new Ushima family head. All of that gold belongs to you. I ask that you use it as you please, and hope that it will be enough to heal some small part of the pain you have suffered. That trifling amount of gold may be nothing in comparison with the sin I committed. But even so, I should be enough to bring you some comfort.
あ
Thank you,
ございます。
リオ、
Leon.
最後に一つだ
I have
け
one
頼
final
みがあ
request.
何でしょう
What
か。
is that?
る。私
Could you?
呼んでくれぬか。
Sorry.
すみません。
What did you say?
今
私
Could you
をお父
call me
様と
father?
呼べ
I
ぬ気持ち
understand
は
why you're
わ
not
かる。
able to.
私はそなたに
I have not been a
何
father
も
to you
父ら
in
しい
any
こ
way.
とをしな。そしてそなたも
Furthermore,
また
you have been raised without knowing anything about a father.
とても口にで
I've
きる言
realized
葉
that
で
it's
は
not a
ない
name
と
you
分
can
か
call
っ
me
て
by.
そしてそ
And
れ
I've
を
realized
求め
that I
る資
have no
格
right
が
to ask
私
this
に
of
ない
you.
こともだが
But even
そ
with
れ
that
を
in
承
mind,
知で
please,
それさえ聞
if I
け
could
と
just hear that, I would have no
私
further
に
regrets.
何の未練もない。
After being asked like that, could I possibly have refused? Even if I am his child, I truly cannot acknowledge him as my father. So it felt very strange to say it. And yet, I decided that saying it was the right thing to do. Only God can truly forgive sins. But though it may be temporary, people can be saved by the forgiveness of others.
Oh.
Yes?
お父
Father.
様。
That awkward word made Kenzo laugh. Drops of silver fell from both of his eyes. At that moment, the shadow that had covered his face was wiped away.
ありがとう。
Thank you,
リオ、
Leon,
我が
my child,
そして
and
ベア
Beatrice
トリー
as well.
最後に
Thank you
許
for
し
this
を
last
請う機
chance
会
to
を
ask
与え
for
てくれて
forgiveness.
もちろんこれ
Of
式で
course,
許され
I
たとは
don't
思い
believe that I have been
ます。
forgiven by this alone.
続きは
I shall atone
地
for the
獄
rest
の
as I
豪華
burn
で
in the
焼かれ
fires
な
of
が
hell.
らとしようで後ろ宮
I,
金蔵
Ushiromiya
我が
Kinzo,
生に一
have
切
no
の
more
未
regrets
練
in
な
this
し
life.
もはや
None
何
at all.
もなし
No regrets or
心
matters
残
left
りもやり
unfinished.
残しも
Could laugh at that one. Looking up to the heavens, Kinzo spread his arms as though facing an applauding audience, laughing at the top of his lungs. It was the final pleasure, known only by those who have been released from all regrets of this world. Kinzo's laugh weakened, and when it disappeared, he dropped to his knees, like a puppet with its strings cut, and slowly fell to the ground.
Oh.
Master!
親方様。
南條先
Dr.
生
Hanjo. Yes. Though their master had fallen, they walked up to him slowly. They already knew. Kinzo's soul had already burned itself out. After checking Kinzo's pulse, Nanjo shook his head and stood back up. It was a peaceful death.
何の
I don't
心
think
残
he
り
had any
もないだろ
regrets at all. Well, he just said
親
so.
方様は
It may
あ
be
るいはも
that the
う
master
ずっ
died
と
long
以前
before
に
now.
お亡くなりそれを
It was only his magic and tenacity that kept him here so long,
そして
and
ベア
he
トリ
finally
ー
had
チ
a
ェ様
chance
に
to
謝
apologize
罪
to
する
Beatrice
機会を
sama
ようやく得て
for everything
すべて
and
を
finished
終えら
everything
れ
he
た
had
んで
to
す
do.
安らかに
Please,
お眠
rest
り
in
ください
peace.
あなたは罪
I
を
believe that you have
償
redeemed
われた
yourself,
と信じます
お父様。
Father. That was the one-night reunion between me and my father, and also our final farewell. Well, isn't that lovely? Father, thank you. Not quite the best of greetings, but certainly not the worst.
この
I
黄
think.
金はすべてあなたのものです
This gold all belongs to you now.
現金化をご
If
希
you
望
wish
で
to
したら
exchange it for money,
そのよう
I
に
can
手
arrange
配
for
する
that.
こともできます200億
I
円
hear
の価
it's
値があ
worth
るそうで
20 billion
す
yen.
もうあんたにはこ
From
の
here
世で
on,
金
any
で
of your
叶えら
dreams
れ
in
ぬ
this
夢
world can be
はありま
granted
せん
with money.
急に
It must
こ
be
ん
tough
な
to
大
think of what
金
to
が
do
手
with
に
this
入っ
much
て
money when it suddenly comes your
使
way.
い道に困ってしまいま
お金で手に入れられる
There's
ものの中
nothing
に
I desire among the things
私の
money
欲
can
しいも
buy.
のはですから
So,
こ
for
れ
the
は当
present,
分は
I would like to leave
その
this
まま
here.
にしておこうと思います
Of course, I'm glad I have a lot of money. However, money can't heal the pain in my heart. I just want him to come back.
かしこまりました。
As you wish.
では、
Then
そ
it
の
shall
よう
be
にい
left
たし
here.
ます。それから、
Also,
この鍵
take this key.
これは
What is this?
この
It is a
仕
key
掛け
to
品
the
質へ
underground
至る鍵
VIP
です
room.
これを使え
If you use this,
ば、もう仕掛けを使う必要はありません。
she was the only one who knew the answer to the epitaph's riddle, and the only key to this place was now hers. At this point, she truly was the master of this golden VIP room.
あなたはもは
You
や
are already the
この
master
六
of Rock
軒
and
島
Game.
の主です。この島の
You
すべ
have
て
the
の
right
秘
to
密
know
を
all of this island's
お
secrets.
知りになられる資格があります。クワドリアンのことも
You should talk about
話すべきで
Kuadorian
しょう
too.
あなたの
That's
お
the
母
mansion
上
your
が
mother lived in.
おすごお噂くらい
I'm
は
sure you've heard
お
rumors
聞き
about
にな
it.
ったことがあるでしょ
クワドリアン
この島の両端に
There are
は
two mansions
二
on
つ
this
の
island.
屋敷がある。
One at either end.
一方は
One is the
私
mansion
た
we
ちの
know
よ
well.
く知るお屋敷、もう一方
The
は
other is a hidden
クワド
mansion
リアンと呼
known
ば
as
れる
Kuadorian.
隠し屋敷でございます。
う。この島の地下には
Below this
戦
island
争
are the
中に
remains
作ら
of
れ
a
た
military
基
base
地の跡
built
があるんだ。
during the war.
親方様は
The
そ
master
れを
used
利
that
用
to
され
travel
て
between the two ends of
島
the
の両
island.
端を行き来され
この部屋の奥に地下
There
道
is an
があり
underground path in the back of this
それ
room,
を進めば
and if you follow
島
it,
の反対
you
側
will
の
reach the
クワド
basement
リア
of
ンの地下に
Kuadorian
つながりま
on
す。
the other end of this island.
親方様しかご
That
存
is the
知で
secret
ない
mansion,
秘
which
密
only
の
the
屋敷
master
です。
knew of.
もちろん
Of
その
course,
屋敷も
that
も
mansion
は
also now belongs to the
や
new
新しき
head.
当主のものです
あんたの
It's the
お母
mansion
さ
your
んが
mother
暮らし
lived
てい
in.
た屋敷だ。一度
It
行
will
ってみるの
probably be
もい
worth
いだ
taking
ろ
a
う。
trip over there sometime.
私の
My
お
mother.
母さん
I've lived alone my whole life. The only person I've ever felt like calling mother is Kumasawa-san, who always helped me out. Oh, yeah, that's... Apparently they made a fair amount of them. Anyway, welcome, Roxanate. Welcome, welcome. We're currently, episode 7, part 7, 8, whatever. We're at the end here, so unless you've read what's happened or seen what happens, spoilers ahead. Oh, I think I'm the one that's just late to the party. I've lived alone my whole life. The only person I've ever felt like calling mother is Kumasawa-san, who always helped me out. So, there's a mansion where a mother I've never met nor seen lived. Who exactly am I?
何でもお尋ねく
Ask
ださ
any
い
questions you wish.
今のあなた
You
に
now
は
deserve to know
全
everything.
てを知る資格がございます
今は何が何だかわからなくて
Right now, I'm feeling very confused.
何から聞けばいいかも
I don't even know where I should start asking questions.
でもきっと
But I'm sure
たくさん
I'll
聞
think
きた
of
いこと
plenty
が
of things to talk, to ask about.
その時
When I do,
教えてください
please tell me,
かしこまりま
as
し
you
た
wish.
あ
Also,
あとそんなにか
being
しこまら
treated
れ
so
ると
respectfully like that
居心地が悪
is
い
a
で
bit
す
uncomfortable.
これまでと同じ
I'd
口
be
調で
happier if you
話し
could
かけ
talk
て
to
く
me
れ
the
た
same
方が
way you've always done.
嬉しいです
それをお望みでしたら
Then I
そ
will
の
do
よ
so.
うにもいたします
私もその方
That's
が
easier for
気
me
楽
too.
です
さて、
Oh no.
これからどう
What
する
will
ん
we
だ
do now?
源氏さん。
Genji-san?
金蔵さんは
Kenzo-san is dead.
旦那様と
I will
奥
tell
様に
Kraus-san and
お
Madam
亡くなり
has
になられ
passed
たことをお
away.
伝えしますそして
Then we must tell them that
リオン
Leon-san
様が
is the
正
official
式な
successor to the
当主
headship.
後継者であることを今日より
After all,
あ
from
な
this
たが
point
後
forth,
ろ宮家
you
当
are the
主なの
Euphemia
ですから
family head.
私が
Me
当
as
主
the
なん
head?
てそんな
That's...
それに
And isn't
次期
Kraus-sama
当主
the
は
successor?
クラウス様では
The one who solves the epitaph's riddle is the
こ
successor.
れは
There
お
exists
預
a
かり
will
している遺言状
specifying
に
this
も
much.
明記して親方様
The
の
Master's
最後
final
の
order
命令
was that you were to inherit
があなたに
everything.
全てを引き継ぐことなのだ。
待ってください。
Please wait.
お気持ちは嬉しい
I
ですが、
appreciate the sentiment,
私に
but
は
I
次
can't
期
do
当
the
主
job
な
of
ど
being
に
the
務まりません
successor,
し、そんな大
and I
任
can't accept such
と
a
て
big
も引き受けでき
responsibility.
ません。その役目は
I think it would be better for
やはり
Kraus-sama
クラ
to
ウス様が
inherit
引
that
き継
role.
がれる方がいい。
よろしいのですか。
Are you certain?
私は
Today,
今日ここで
I have learned who I am.
人なら誰でも知ってい
Everyone
る両
knows
親
about
の
their
こと。
parents,
私には
but I didn't since the
生まれ
time
な
of
がら
my
に
birth.
してそれがなかった。それを今日ここ
And
で
here, today,
得ること
I
ができま
finally
した。
learned the truth.
それだけで
That alone is enough for me.
私は十分なんです。
If I suddenly became the Ushimiya family head, how would Kraus-sama react? How angry would Madame be? I don't want to become the head if it means making them feel like that. Today, I learned who I am, who gave birth to me, how, and when. These are things I want to learn from them as time goes by. That alone is enough.
私はリオン、
I am Leon,
そして
and
黄金の
I
魔
am the
女
Golden Witch,
ベア
Beatrice.
トリーチェです。それが分かっただけ
Knowing
で
that is enough for me.
私は当主
I
を
don't
主
plan
張
on
する
calling
つもりはあ
myself
りま
the
せん。
head.
その役目は
Kraus-sama can take that
ク
job.
ラウス様に。
それは
Is that
後
your
ろ
order?
宮家当主としてのご命令ですか。
Yes.
かしこまり
As
ま
you
した
wish,
親方
Master.
様。では
Then
そ
I
の
will
ように
make
い
it
た
so.
します。
今夜のこと
And
も
please don't
すべ
tell
て
about
内密に
anyone
してく
about
だ
what
さい。
happened tonight.
私は
I want to say me.
これからも私が後ろ宮家
There's
の
nothing
当
I
主
want
にな
to
って
do with Ushimiya headship
あるい
or with
は
gold.
黄金を手に入れてやりたいことなど
I just-
何もないのですから、この島で
I want to wait here on this
これ
island
までと
as
同
I have
じよう
done in
に
the past.
これまでと
I
同
want
じに
everything to be exactly the same as it was.
それだけが
That's my only wish.
私の望みです。
かしこまりま
As you
した
wish,
親方
Master.
様。今夜のことはすべ
And
て
everything that has
こ
happened
の場
tonight
限りの秘
will not
密
be
といた
go
します。
beyond those present here.
熊沢
Kumasawa,
南條先
Dr.
生。
Nanjo.
新しき当主
That is the
様は
wish of the new
そう
head.
ご希望でいらっしゃいます。
あんたがそう
If
したい
that's
と
what
い
you
うなら
want, I have no
私は何
objections.
の異論もない。金蔵さんの遺
Kinzo-san's
言
will
は
entrusted everything
あ
to
んた
you.
に全てそのあんたが
If this is what
それ
you
を
want to
望む
do,
なら
none of us
私
will
たちには
complain.
何の文句もない。
これまでと同じ
Say
ようにと
exactly
言い
the
ま
same
す
as
けれ
it
ど、
was.
本当にこれ
But
ま
do
で
you
と
really
同
mean
じように
exactly the same?
これまでと
With no
何も変わら
differences
ず
at all?
はい、
Yes.
今夜のことは
We'll
秘
keep
密
this
に
a
します。
secret.
ここも
This place and the gold will be sealed
封
away.
印します。もしもお金が必要になったら
Cool.
その時
If I
改
need
めて
money,
相談するこ
I'll
とに
ask
し
you
ま
about
す
it。then.
私には
That's enough for
それ
me.
で十分です。
かしこまり
We're
ました
making。progress in the world, man. 5. Now we just need 70 more to hit partner status. I doubt that's gonna happen anytime soon, but we'll see. We'll see. As you wish. Well, hello, viewers. If you don't say anything, hello. As you wish.
ここに至る仕掛
The
けも
device
鍵も
leading to this place
すべ
and the
て
key
あなただ
both
けの
belong
もの
to
で
you.
ございます。そして今夜のこと
And
は
all of us swear to
私
keep
ど
the
も
events
一度
of this night a
秘
secret.
密にすることを誓う次期当主は
Kraus-sama
クラ
will
ウ
be
ス
the
様とな
successor.
られます。私の中
But
で
in my
は
heart, you will be the
真の
only
当
true
主様
successor.
あなただけでございご命令に従い
Yeah.
これからも
I
これまで
technically
と
have
同じよう
every
に振
metric
る舞
for
います。
partnership
い
except for
つでも
viewers.
ご用命ください。
I watch together with my other personalities. Cool. Good on you. Hello, Shannon, Kenan, Beatrice, and Beatrice. And everybody else. Oh, yeah, I don't quite keep track of the viewers. I don't have enough screen space to have it on here as well. And also, I don't need to keep track of it all the time. I just expect people who are interested come in, say hi, or just sit around and watch. And I put on a show for them. Well, you guys, I guess. But yeah, it would be nice to have more viewers, I will admit, but I'm not going to focus entirely on more numbers, more numbers, more numbers. It'll happen, or it won't. It'll be what it is. As you have ordered, We will behave the same way we always have, but please order us whenever it suits you.
私の主
You are my only master. Thank you very
あ
much.
りがとうございます。
A vast mountain of gold and the ring of the Ushimiya family head, the dress of the portrait Beatrice, and I became the true Beatrice, the Golden Witch, right here in my very own golden land. If I think about it, not much has actually changed. After all, I've always been the Golden Witch. I've just had a few more people acknowledge that. November 29th, the day I became a true witch.
ああ、
Oh,
我こそ
I
は
am
我
one,
にして
yet
我
many.
ら我は
I
黄
am the
金の
Golden
魔女
Witch,
ベアト
Beatrice,
リーチェ。この六軒島の真の支配者にして
and the possessor
無
of
限の
endless
黄
gold.
金でも何も満たされず
I am in no way complete.
たった一人の思
I
い人
await
が
the
帰
return
って
of
き
the
て
one
くれる
person
日
I love.
待っています。
Umineko no Nakukoto Nichiro, Nocturne of Truth and Illusions. Alrighty. So, yeah, that riddle I would never have gotten point blank. I too lazy to have invested that much time and thought into trying to figure it out. Frankly speaking, it wasn't worth my time to figure it out.
これで
That is
私の
the
話は
end of my
お
tale.
しまいです。あら、
Oh,
それでおしまい。
is that all?
そこからの2年
Well,
間
the
が
next
楽
2
しいん
years
じゃない
pretty
の。
fun.
必要ね
We don't need
ど
them.
れだけ苦しみ
After all, we've heard in the past
葛藤
games about your inner conflict and how you
過
suffered.
去のゲームであれだけ語らせて
You don't need to
こ
say
れ以上
anymore.
語らせる必要はね
You mean the conflict of the furniture with incomplete souls?
決闘はしたのです。
There was a duel.
決着も。
The result had almost been decided.
しかし、
However, the year
1986 年
1986
という年
was
は
incredibly merciless.
あまりにも。
運命を
I'll bet you cursed your fate.
はい。
Yes,
あと1年早けれ
if
ば
it、had been 1 year sooner,
あるい
or else 1 year
は遅
later,
ければ。
決闘の勝敗は
the duel would have been
違う
settled,
形ではあ
though
って
the
も
way it got settled
ついただろ
would
う
have been different. Silently, Claire hung her head. If only I had been given time, or else if I hadn't been given time to worry. I hate everything. Why did it have to be 1986?
私は
I decided
委ねる決断
to
をし
abandon
ました。
control over everything.
委ねる。
Abandon control?
先代当主
Like
よ
the
り全
ceremony
てを
in
受
which I
け継いだ
inherited
儀式
everything
の
from
時
the
のよう
previous head,
私もまた
I decided to abandon myself to the
奇跡と
fate
いう名の
known as a
運命に
miracle.
身を委ねることを選びました。
It may be more accurate to say that I abandoned myself to the choice of the roulette. We could not even decide our own fate, so we let fate decide everything for us. Perhaps one of us will find what they seek, or perhaps all will be joined and released, or perhaps someone will put a stop to this folly.
どの運命をル
No
ーレッ
matter
トが
which
指し
fate the
示そうと
roulette
も
chose,
私はそれ
I
に従
plan
う
to
ことに
obey
しま
its
した。
ruling.
私は
I will not resist fate.
運命に抗ったってい
After all, whenever I've tried
つ
in
だ
the
って
past,
運命は私に
fate has always been heartless to
非
me.
常だったんですから。
Claire hung her head and let a single tear drop down. Humans will carelessly say that people possess infinite possibilities. However, the Endless Witch knows how limited those possibilities really are. So, out of her limited fate, she tried to create the infinite. By entrusting her fate to God, she tried to create the infinite. However, this did not mean that she was resigned to her fate. She spun the roulette of fate with an unshakable and certain will. A certain fate, where absolutely no one could escape if the epitaph was not solved. She sealed off the island with it, herself included, October 4th and 5th, 1986, were sealed away by an absolute and certain will, and she abandoned herself to that short span of time and the one fate out of many that would be chosen on the island.
これで
And now, my confession is over.
今度こそ
Isn't
私の
that
告
enough to
白は
place
お
my
しまい
motive
です。
for the crime?
私の
If you still do not know,
事件への動機
I
は
will say no more.
これでわからぬなら
It's not as though anyone
どう
could
せ
understand my
私の
heart
心など
anyway.
誰もわからぬでしょ
そうだ
Yeah,
な。もう
there's
そ
no
れ以
need
上
to
語
say
る必
anymore.
要はね。
運命の袋小路に迷い込みよ
After watching how I have wandered
あ
through
な
a
たが
dead
どれ
end
ほ
of
どの
fate,
希望であるか
do you see how great a
わ
hope
かるでし
you
ょう
are
か
to me?
私は
I'm
あな
a
たの
different possible you.
別の可能性あなたが幸せであ
The
ることは
happiness you live
妬
in
ま
makes
し
me
く
jealous,
そ
but
し
even
てそ
more
れ以上に
overwhelmed
眩しくて
with
あな
happiness.
たという未来があ
The
り
future you represent was a possible one.
今の私にはそれ
Right
だ
now,
けで
that fact alone is my salvation.
救いなので私は
I,
私の分まで
please,
幸
live
せ
with
にな
enough
ってください
happiness for the both of us.
あなたに最後に会
I'm
え
glad I got to meet you once.
よかっ
At the end,
た感謝します
you have my thanks,
ベルンカステル卿
Lady Berncastle.
私はあんたの葬儀を執り行っているだ感謝なんてい
There's
ら
no
ない
need to thank me.
では
Well,
そろそろお
it's
しま
about
いに
time
し
to
ましょ
end
う
this.
か亡者は亡者
It's
の
about
国
time
へ
to end the dead
そ
to
ろ
the
そろ
land
送り
of
出
the
される
dead.
べきだわ
Send the dead to the land of the dead. Yes,
私のお葬式なの
this
です
is
か
my funeral, after all.
私はあるべきところ
It's
へ
time for me to go back to
も
where I
う帰り
belong.
ましょうそんな顔をし
Don't
ない
make
で
that face.
そして
And please,
あなたが
Rejoice
私
that
で
you
な
were
かっ
not
たことを
me.
私もまた
after all,
あなたが
I
私
rejoice
で
in
ない
that
こ
fact
とを
as well.
生きます
I'll live.
あなたの分まで
I'll live life for the both of us.
ありがと
Thank you.
う幸せになって
Live in happiness,
そして
and someday
素敵な人と
find
出会って
yourself a wonderful person.
願わくば
I pray that you live
あ
as
な
a
たが
human
魔女として目覚め
without awakening as a
未
witch.
知なる魂を持って
That you have a whole and single
愛す
soul
るたった一人の
and
人
love
を
one
愛しな
person
きゃ
with all your
そ
strength.
んな人生を送ること
I
を
hope you live that sort
願ってい
of
ま
life.
す
I will.
ウィルさん
Well, son,
あなたという傍
I
観者
thank
に
you for being an
感謝し
observer.
ますあなたは
You aren't the one I truly
私
wanted
が
to
本当に
understand
理
me,
解してほしかったあ
but
の
you
人
have
ではない
saved
け
my
れど
heart.
俺はお前を
I
理解する
understand you.
心を
I don't
ないがしろに
neglect
し
the
ね
heart.
ありがとう
Thank you.
私は
So,
理
now
解
that
し
I
て
have
く
a
れた
splendid observer,
素晴らしき傍観者のあなた
I
に
want to entrust my final moments to you.
私の
俺でいい
Are
の
you
か
sure you're okay with it being me?
はい
Yes.
私にとって大
For
事な
me,
のは
the important thing is
縁
whether
あ
the
る人で
person
はなく
understands me,
理解して
not
くれ
how
た
well
人
I
です
know them. The one I wanted to understand didn't. A person I don't know did understand. There's nothing sad about it. On the contrary, I'm grateful for this miracle. A person was able to understand, even though he has no relation to me.
あなたは良き傍観者であ
You
り
are a good observer, and
私
the
を
only
理
one
解して
who
く
has
ださっ
managed to
た
understand me.
それで
That connection is strong
縁
enough.
には十分です
分かった
Understood?
私の心臓を
From my heart to you,
名もなき素
Nameless
晴らし
and
き
wonderful
傍観者
observer.
のあなたに捧げます
the truth, more or less. Thank you.
リオン
Leon,
下がりなさい
stand back.
何が始まるん
What's
ですか
gonna happen?
ミステリー
In the mystery
は探偵
genre,
が引導
there
を
can
渡
be
さ
no
なきゃ
death
死
unless
ね
the
ない
detective performs the last rites.
お前の心臓だけ止めれば
Will
いい
just stopping your heart be enough?
死者を弔
When you
う
mourn
時
the dearly departed,
心臓だけ
do
を
you put
棺に
just
収
their
めま
heart
すか
into the coffin?
分かった
Come on in, man.
土より生まれた
Got
も
it.
のは土
That
に
which
帰る
was born from earth will return to
お
earth.
前のすべて
I'll return all of you to the earth.
土は土に
Earth to earth.
灰は灰に
Ashes
塵
to
は塵
ashes,
に
dust to dust.
幻は幻
Illusions to
そして
illusions. and
夢は
dreams to
夢
dreams. Right.
それでは始めまし
Pay
ょう
attention, huh? I'll try. Then let us begin.
私の
This is my burial. Whenever you're ready,
始めましょう
let us start.
まるで
This is almost like
私
the
の
end of
最後
my
の
last
ゲー
game.
ムの最後のように
Light gathered at Will's back, and a sword materialized there. Slowly, he drew it out. Its pitch-black tip, which could neatly slice apart truth from fiction, swung once, leaving a black trail, and then again, leaving a white trail. I'll cut the truth out from the fiction. Come. Following Will's lead, a similar sword appeared in Claire's hand. Its tip glinted silver, the opposite of Will's.
第1のゲーム
First game,
第1
first
の
twilight.
園芸倉庫
Six corpses
6
in the
人の死
gardening
体
shed. Only a couple corpses. They were dead bodies. Illusions to illusions. The corpse that cannot return to earth returns to illusions. Will's pitch-black slash cut across Claire's body at an angle. The blade passed through her like she was water, but its tip sent golden flower petals scattering.
第1のゲーム
First game,
第2の
second
番
twilight.
寄り添いし
Two
2人の
corpses
ムク
are
ロ
close, in a
鎖で
closed
守ら
room,
れし密室
protected by a chain. Again, set up. Illusions to illusions. A chain of illusions can only trap illusions. The razor-thin black blur sent golden flower petals scattering again.
第1の
First
ゲー
game,
ム
fourth
第4
twilight.
密室書斎
The
の
old
老
head
頭
in the
子
closed room study,
灼熱の釜の
confined in
中
the scorching furnace. He was already dead. Illusions to illusions. But the man of illusions goes to where he belongs.
第1の
First
ゲー
game,
ム
fifth
第9
twilight.
位に胸を
The last
捧げ
moments of the
少
sacrificed
年
boy
の
with
最
a stake in his chest. Illusions to illusions. The witch's stake of illusions. Pierced not with illusions. He didn't exist.
第1のゲー
First
ム
game, sixth, seventh, and eighth twilights.
第8の歌う少女
Three
の密
corpses
室に
lying in
横
the
たわ
closed room with a
3
singing
人の
girl.
無垢
Illusions to illusions. Illusions of the blind girl's song. Illusions of the closed room. Oh, you did it? Yeah, nice and understandable. Totally.
お見事です
Well done.
やはり
Yes, you really are splendid. Or I think just that was a risky game from the very start. What's the guy really wanted to see a dead face anyway, and just stepped inside? Wait,
それが
yeah, that last one was
運命
different.
に
They
身
were
を委
all
ねる
accomplices, weren't
と
they?
いうことなのです
That's what it means to abandon oneself to fate. That's what your roulette is, isn't it?
続けましょう
Let us continue.
第2のゲーム
Second game,
第1の
first
番
twilight.
腹を裂かれし6人で密室礼拝堂に
Second game, first twilight. The six with their stomachs split in the closed room chapel. Now, this is an odd one. This would be. This is one I can't figure out. Illusions to illusions. The gold truth locked the lock of illusions.
第2のゲーム
Second game,
第2
second
の番
twilight.
寄り添いし
The
2
two
人
who are close cannot even be close as corpses. Illusions to illusions. Illusions who have fulfilled their roles do not leave even a corpse behind.
第2のゲーム
Second
第
game,
4
fourth,
第
fifth, and
第
sixth
6の番
twilights.
夏日の密
In
室に
Natsuhi's closed room,
生き残りし
none
者
are
はな
left
し
alive.
土は
Earth
土
to earth.
棺桶が
No
密
one
室
would
である
dispute that a coffin is
疑
a
問を
closed
挟む
room.
者はいない
Alright, so Shannon did die there.
第2のゲーム
Second game, 7th and 8th
第
Twilights.
赤き目の
The
幻
two
想に
sliced
切
to
り
death
殺さ
by
れ
the
し
red-eyed illusion.
土は土
Earth to earth.
幻は
Illusions to
幻に
illusions. One dies, one is fake.
幻に生み出
No
せる
illusion
ム
can
クロは
create
な
the
し
corpse. Every time the blade passed through Claire's body, golden flower petals flew everywhere. The petals covering her heart were being torn away, bit by bit. The illusion of the witch was breaking down and becoming flower petals.
第3の
Third
ゲー
game,
ム第
First
1
Twilight.
の連鎖密室が
Six
つなぎ
corpses connected by the
6
linked
人の
closed
ムクロ
rooms.
幻
The
は
illusions to
幻
illusions.
輪になる
In a
密室
closed room ring,
終わりと
the end
始
and
ま
the
りが
beginning
重なる
overlap.
第3のゲーム第2の番
Third game, second
バ
Twilight.
ラ庭園に
The
て
corpses
親
of
子は
mother
ム
and
クロを
child
重
lay
ね
together in the rose garden.
土は
Earth
土
to earth.
語られしさ
No falsehoods in their
Nano
final
偽りも
moments
な
as
し
told.
第3
Third
のゲー
game,
ム
fourth,
第
fifth, and sixth
第
Twilight.
屋敷にて倒
Three
れし
corpses lying
3
in the
人のム
mansion.
クロ
土は
Earth
土
to
に
earth.
語られし
No
最後
falsehoods in their
何
final
の偽りも
moments
な
as
し
told.
第3のゲーム
Third game,
第
seventh
7
and eighth
第
Twilights.
夫婦
The
2人
corpses of
が
husband
東
and
屋に
wife
てムクロを
lay
晒す
exposed under the arbor. One
土は
real this.
土に
Earth to
明
earth.
白なる犯人は
The obvious
無
culprit
情の
wields a
刃を振るいたり
mutable blade.
第4のゲ
Fourth
ーム
game,
第
first
1の
Twilight.
食堂にて
A
吹き荒れ殺
massacring
人の
storm
嵐
sweeps through the dining hall.
幻は幻に
Illusions to illusions. Tales woven by the gold truth be turned to illusions.
第4のゲーム第
Fourth
2の
game, second
2
Twilight.
人の若者は
The
試
two
練に
youths face
挑
a
み
trial and path away together.
幻は幻に
Illusions to
黄
illusions.
金の真実が
Tales
紡ぎ出
woven
す
by the
物語
gold truth
は
be turned to
幻に変える
illusions.
第4のゲ
Fourth
ーム
game, fourth,
第
fifth,
4
sixth, seventh, and eighth Twilights.
逃亡者
None of the
誰も
runaways
生
are
き
left
残れは
alive.
しない
土は土に
Earth to earth.
幻は幻に
Illusions to
虚構に彩られし
Silent
物
corpses
言わぬ
adorned
ム
by
クロ
fiction.
第4の
Fourth
ゲー
game,
ム第
ninth
9の
Twilight.
そして
And none shall
誰
be
も生
left
き残れ
alive.
はしない
土は土
Earth
に
to earth.
幻は
Illusions to
幻
illusions.
虚構は猫箱に
When
閉ざ
fiction
される
is
こと
shut up inside a
真
cat
実
box,
と
it
なる
becomes truth. The last one, Kumasawa killed Genji, I guess. Over and over again, Claire's body was sliced by the pitch black sword. If you look at it another way, all the games where different ways the duels took place. We're trying to figure out who the hell to fall for. As proof, the chapel is now filled with golden flower petals, which dance around like gold snow. It's beautiful.
散り際くらい
Who wouldn't
そう
want
言
their
いたい
last
と
moments to
誰
be
だっ
like
て願
that?
う
Sliced to bits in golden flower petals, huh? The gold snow was like confetti at the finale of the show. The curtains were finally falling on the stage that was her.
では
Then,
最後
one final question. Sure. Claire slowly raised her hands. The sword she had held became golden rose petals and melted away. She stood there, arms wide, waiting for the final strike.
私は
Who
誰
am I?
幻は
Illusions
幻に
to illusions.
約束された
The
死神
promised
は
reaper lowers the
魔女の
curtains
意
on
志を
the
問わ
tale,
ずに
regardless of the
物語
witch's
に
will.
幕を下ろす
The pitch black blade that will swung high, cut down Claire's form. Guarded Gardenia. At the same time, she was blown away by a gust of wind. Her human form crumbled in an instant, became a storm of golden flower petals, and was torn apart. After she was blown away, a golden heart remained in midair, but it too was swallowed by the torrent of wind and broke down into flower petals. The gold torrent of wind swirled around the chapel, and then the swirl of petals scattered out of existence and vanished. A few remaining petals dance around like snowflakes, and those final vestiges decorated the chapel beautifully. A beam of light lit the center of the stage. There stood Claire, whose tale had ended. And slowly, softly, she faced the audience and bowed. Applause spread throughout the room. The long, long tale she had just finished telling was being given a massive applause. It went on and on, and on and on. Alright, because that's one of the things I couldn't figure out. What's the point of multiple games if one happened and there are other chances? It doesn't really matter what's happening then, does it? The stage slowly sunk into the darkness of oblivion. Behind the darkness and the curtain, Claire continued to bow in front of the unending applause and disappeared. People are born with sin and live life to obtain forgiveness from someone. Or perhaps they are born with riddles and live life searching for someone to solve them. Here, all of the riddles had been solved, leaving no lingering regrets behind. People are riddles. They want someone else to solve their riddle. They live life wanting someone to solve the riddle that they are, the most difficult riddle in the world. They want someone to look at the riddle they are, and they want that person to solve it. For her, that wish has been granted. Her soul will wander no longer. Sleep in endless peace in your cat box coffin. Alright. Oh, still more to go. Still another entire episode, I guess, but... Alright. Though there had been so many golden flower petals flitting about like a blizzard, not a single one remained. Everything had become dust, vanishing as though there had been nothing there in the first place, and all was silent once more. Come to think of it, even the sound of rain is gone. The rain must have stopped at some point. Meeting you was her salvation.
そうだといいの
I
で
hope
すが
so. She cursed herself and her inescapable death and fate, and gave up. Meeting you, a happy miracle in her eyes, saved her in a way nothing else could. So don't make that face. That was a pretty tasteful ending for you.
私はアウアウから葬儀の執り行いを任されただあんたという進行役を呼ん
I
で
pretty much just called the
全てを任せただけだけれ
facilitator,
ど
you, and let you do everything.
ありがとうウィル
Thank you, Will. Hmm?
私がクレルに
In
代わっ
Claire's
て
place,
あなた
I
に
want to
感謝
thank
し
you.
ます異なる運命の
Thanks
私の
for
未来
cutting off all the lingering
全て断
regrets
ち切ってくれて
of a me
ありが
of
と
a
う
different fate.
お前はもっと頭を
I
抱
thought
え
I'd
て
see a
混
bit
乱す
more
ると思
head
ってい
clutching
た
and panic from you.
もう私は理解していま
I
す
understand now.
私がいかに
I realize how
幸
happy
せ
my
に生き
life
てきた
has
かとい
been.
うこと何かの運命に
If
翻
fate
弄さ
had
れ
toyed with me,
異なる世
and
界
if I
を生
was
きていた
living
な
in
ら
another world,
私
I
は
might
同
have
じ運
gotten
命に
stuck
袋
in the
小路に
same
いたか
dead
もしれ
end
な
of
い
fate.
しかし私は
However,
とてつもなく
thanks to
低
an
い確率
extremely
の幸運の
improbable
中か
bit
ら
of good luck,
今の世
I
界
live
に
in
生き
this
ている
world.
その価値と意味を教え
I
られ
now
ましたか
know
ら
how much that means, how much it's worth.
何
What's up?
意外そう
Mo
な
has
顔
a
して
surprised look.
魔女にろくな奴は
I
いない
thought
って
decent
のが俺
witches
の持
didn't
論だった
exist,
が改める必要
but I might
があ
have
る
to
かもな
change that theory.
いいわよ
Don't worry,
改めないで
no need to change it.
私は退屈
I
し
only
ながら
joined
の
that
ため
kid's
に
game to kill
あの
some
子の
time.
ゲームに乗ったそして負
And
け
though I
はした
lost,
けれど
I enjoyed
楽し
playing.
く遊ばせてもらうあの子はその
That
ゲー
kid
ム
died
版を
without folding up her
畳
game
まず
board.
に行ってしまう私は
I just took
遊ば
charge
せ
of
てもらっ
cleaning
た
up.
礼と
That's
敗者
thanks
の
to
務
her
め
for
とし
letting me
て
play,
最
and
後の
because
片
it's
付
the
けを引
loser's
き受け
duty.
ただけ
てっきり
I
もっ
was
と
sure
ひ
you'd be a
でえ
lot
ことを
crueler
する
than
と
this.
思ってたが
ひどいこと
Crueler?
心を
I
ない
thought
がしろ
this
に
would
した
be a cruel game that
もっと
neglects
ひ
the
でえゲー
heart.
ムを見せると思っていた
ええ
Yes,
ひ
it
ど
was
い
a
ゲーム
cruel
に
game.
したあの子がファンタジ
Though
ー
she
だと
claimed
称
that
す
the
るゲ
game
ー
was
ムを
fantasy,
あんたという
I've
探
brought
偵
you
を連
along
れて
and
き
made
て
it end
ミ
as
ス
a
テリーで
mystery.
終わらせたわ魔女幻想は
The
見
illusion
事
of the
に
witch
砕
has
け
been
散った
spectacularly crushed.
私のささや
My
かな
little
仕
bit
返
of
しは
revenge
お
is
しまい
complete.
この絡まった恋の物
This
語
tale of
を
intertwined loves
絶対の意志で
ends
終わら
thanks
せ
to an absolute and certain willpower.
その絶対の意志に
Out of
絶
respect for
対
that
の魔
certain
女が微
willpower,
笑んで
the witch's
あの子を
certainty
2
made
日間
that
だけ
kid a
の魔
witch
女にし
for
た
just 2 days.
私はその2
Even
日間と
within
い
this
う
limited
限
span
ら
of
れ
2
た時
days,
間の中だ
I've
け
been
で
able to enjoy
無
an
限に
endless
広がる万
kaleidoscope.
華鏡を私は祝
I
福
won't
し
be
ないから
bestowing my favor,
奇跡は起
so
き
no
ない
miracle will occur.
でもその
However,
結末さえ
even
も
this ending is
あの
something
子
that
が
child
望んだ
wished
もの
for.
よ無限の物語
I
は
wonder which truth
一
actually lay
体
at
ど
the
の
end of
真
this
実で
endless
本
tale.
当は終わったんでしょ
さあな
Who knows?
それを決めつけないのが
Not
猫
being able
箱
to say that for sure is what makes it a cat box.
う開けば屋敷は跡
When
形
you
も
open the
残ら
box,
ず
you get a
エヴ
tale
ァを
where no
除い
trace
て
of the
誰も生
mansion
き残ら
remains,
ない物語
and no one except Eva survives.
エヴァは何も語
Now
らず
that
死ん
Eva
だ
has died without saying
すべ
anything,
ては猫箱
all
の
the
中
truth is inside the cat box.
有限の箱の中に
Endless
しまわれる
possibilities,
無
all kept
限の可
within a
能
limited
性
box.
こうして思うと
Now that I think about it,
彼女が生きて
maybe the whole island where
そして
she
死んだ
lived
島
and
その
died
ものが
was the Golden
黄
Land.
金鏡だったのかもしれません猫箱を黄
If you
金
can
鏡
call
と
a
呼
cat
ぶなら
box
ね
a golden land, that is.
そして
By
そ
the
の
way,
猫箱の中で考
Batman's
え
written
う
up the
る
most fun
最
tale
も楽しい
imaginable
物語を
of the inside of the
バ
cat
トラは
box.
書いたわ
ベアトリーチェの棺
You
に
mean
収
the
められ
book
た
in Beatrice's
その本
coffin?
か
That's right.
彼が思い描いた
It's the happiest
彼女が
possible
最
tale
も
for her,
幸
which he
せ
thought
な
up
物語
himself.
とても楽しくて
It was a really fun,
愛に満ちた
love-filled, happy tale.
私も
I
あの
also
物語
think
が
that tale was the most
棺
fitting
に
one
は
to
一
put in
番
a
ふさわしい
coffin.
と思います
いや
No, that's wrong.
クレルは言った
You
さ
heard Claire.
お前という
You
存
are
在
her
が
hope and her
彼女の希
salvation.
望でありお前がこれから
More
の
than
幸せ
anything
であ
else,
ることが
you living on in happiness will be her salvation.
はい
Right.
幸せに生きな
Live
さい
happily.
あんたはただ
That's
そ
all
れ
you
だけ
need to
で
do to be that kid's
あの子
miracle.
の奇跡なのだからはい
Yes,
彼女の分も
I'll live happily enough for the
幸せに
both
生き
of
ます
us よくこい
I'm
つを見つ
surprised
け
you
出した
found this kid.
あの膨大な
Did
海
you
の
have to
中
search
から
through
200何万
about
だかの中から
200,000
探
of
し出
them
し
in
た
that
のか
vast sea?
私ごときにできる
Such
ことなんて
trivialities are all I am
せいぜい
capable
そ
of.
の程度のことよこれで葬儀
And
は
now,
おしまいよ
the funeral is over.
約束通り
As
結
promised,
界は解い
I've
た
released the barrier.
あんたが立ち去れ
Once you
ば
leave,
時
you'll
間も
start
元通
moving
り
again
に
like
動き
normal.
出す
これでお役ごめん
So you're
か
done with us now.
早く帰ら
If
ない
I
と
don't get back quickly,
ダイアナがまたカーテン
Diana
を
will
引っ
start
かき出す
scratching the curtains.
短い間でしたが
We
お
worked
世話にな
together
りま
long,
した
but thank you for your help.
あばよ
So long,
異なる幾百
Be
万の
happy.
自分たちの代わりに
for the sake of hundreds of thousands of other yous. How about a quintillion? Quadrillion. When he left the chapel, a beautiful after-rain sky stretched out above him. That sky, which was a mix of rain clouds, gaps of sunlight, and the tint of twilight, had a beauty to it that couldn't be described in words. Will slowly descended the stone stairs, stepping through puddles. Then he waved about, looking back, and left the chapel behind. His form and footprints gradually faded away, until there was no trace left. Oh, thank you. Not much time left, but thank you.
私も消えるわ。
Okay, time for me to disappear too.
さよなら。
Goodbye,
Leon.
Leon.
あなたにも
I
お世話
have
に
you
な
to
りまし
thank
た。
as well.
あなたに
I believe I
心ないこ
said
とを言
some
った気が
fairly
します
inconsiderate things to you.
申し訳ありませんでし
You
た。
have my apologies.
あなたは
You taught
私
me
にとて
something
も大
very
切なことを
important.
教えてくれました。何か
What is it?
うん、
No,
何も。
it's nothing.
感謝されるなんて。
It's been a
100
century
年ぶり
since
だ。
anyone's thanked me,
なんて
so I
返事
wasn't
をすれ
sure
ば
how
い
to
いか
respond.
戸惑っただけよ。
Bernkastel shrugged, then floated up into the air. Then she looked up at the beautiful 7 colors of light shining in through the stained glass, and spoke as though someone was looking down on her from there.
アウアウローラ、
Oh,
これで
Aurora.
答え合わせには
Was
十
that
分で
enough
し
of an answer to check for
ょ。
you?
これでわからないな。
If you still don't get it,
傍観者の
why
魔
not
女
gather
どもを
the
集
other
めて
observer witches
お茶会
and
で
have
も
a
開
tea
く。
party or something?
他の魔女
Then
の
you can
推理
listen
で
to
も
their
拝聴
theories.
したら、私は意地悪だ
I
な。
mean,
こ
so
れ以上
go
の
any
詳
further
しくは
than
やら
this.
ないわ。考えぬ魔
There are
女
no
はいない。
witches who don't think.
なぜなら、
After all,
考えぬ魔女
witches who
は
don't think
死ぬか
either
海の
die
木図な
or
んだも
turn to
の。
seaweed.
さあ、
Yes,
これか
now
ら
you can
戻
look
っ
back
て。
and have a drink.
あんたの推理
I'll
が
sing
ど
how
の
much
程
of
度
your
当たって
theory
た
was
かを
right.
さか。もう悪役もミコ
I'm
も
tired
疲
of
れた
playing the
わ。
part of the bad guy and of being a Miko.
私もこれで
You're done
お
with
役
me
ご
now.
めんよ。じゃあね。
Bye,
Leon.
Leon.
そして
And bye to
傍
you
観
too,
者の魔女たち。
observer witches. Bernkastel burst and disappeared. A single golden flower petal glittered. Leon picked it up. It was the only trace of a miracle that remained in this chapel. At that time, cheery voices could suddenly be heard. It was the relatives. They came out of the waiting room, one by one.
リオン、
We are
ここ
Witcher.
にいたのですか。
Toss a coin to your Witcher. So, this is where you were, Leon.
探しましたよ。
I was looking for you.
母さん
Mom,
申し訳ありま
my
せん。
apologies.
少し考え事をして
I
い
was
まし
just
た。
thinking about something.
やっと雨
Looks
が
like
上が
the
った
rain's
みたい
finally
や
stopped.
な。いい天気みたい
Oh,
や。
some good weather.
皆さん方
Everyone,
屋敷へ戻
let
ろ
us
うじゃない
return
か
to the mansion.
これでベアトリー
I've
チェ
been
の葬
told
儀
that
は終
Beatrice's
了だそう
funeral
だ
is over.
お父さん、
Dad,
当主様は
where's the head?
今来るぜ。
I'll be here in a sec.
今日は散々だった
Today was
ね。
pretty crazy.
親父の葬
And
式ごっ
playing
こ
along
に
with
付き合う
Dad's
の
little
も疲れ
funeral
る
show
ぜ。
was a real pain.
そんなこと言っ
You
ちゃダメよ
shouldn't say。
大
that.
事なセレ
It
モニ
was
ー
a
だ
very
から。
important ceremony.
そうね。
That's right.
お父様にとっ
I
て
think it was
大
very
切な
important
儀
for
式だったと
father.
思うわ。私お腹
I'm
空いちゃった。
starving.
ゴーダさ
Goda-san,
ん、何か
Think
作
you
れ
could
ない
cook something up for us?
はい、
Yes, ma'am.
すぐにお茶
I'll
のご
prepare
用意
some
をい
tea
た
at
します
once.。
リオンはどこか
Where's Leon?
肩を貸せ
Lend me a hand.
当主様、
Our family
た
head.
だいま。
There you are. As Kenzo came out after the others, Leon ran up to him.
今日は一
You
日
did very
ご
well
苦労
today.
だ。ベアトリーチェの葬
Beatrice's
儀
funeral
は
is
こ
now
れで
complete.
終了である。
はい、
Yes,
ベアトリーチェの
and
魂
I'm sure that Beatrice's
き
soul
っと
was
救
saved.
われただろうと思います。
なぜ
How could you know
そうわかる
さっきまで
I was with Beatrice until a
私は
second
ベアトリー
ago,
チェと一緒に、そして彼女が
and I saw her
未
leave
練
on
の
her
旅
journey
だった
with
のを
no
届けま
regrets.
した。だからわかります。
That's how I know.
私が
I
それを保
guarantee
証し
it.
ます。
そう
I
か
see.
お前が言うな
If you say
ら
it,
間
then
違い
it
は
must
あ
be
る
so.
まい
Lend a hand to your father, grandfather, eh? Family lines can be very weird. Remind me about that later. The relatives left the chapel one by one. Leon left too, giving Kinzo a shoulder to lean on. A beam of sunlight peeked through the clouds, looking like a staircase leading up to heaven. Umineko no Naku Koto Ichiro, Nocturne of Truth and Illusions. Addition of new features. The Golden Witch has prepared a gift for you in commemoration of your stay. You can find these new features on the title screen. Yay! 7th mod. The whole world's a stage, huh? So, would we have time for the tea party? Or should we save that for next time? But, there it is. Yeah, I couldn't ever piece together the multiple game aspects of it. It's either they're not connected or they are, and well, yes, that may be so, but do we have enough time? Can we do it in 7 minutes? Thereabouts? Or should I save it for the next time? So if it's multiple mystery novels, that was, yeah, I like having things done well. Like this episode, it actually went the full round without having to cut it somewhere, which was really nice. 3 hours. You could fit that in 7 minutes. Just like hold the skip button down, right? And then just madly try and read what's said. I'm not going to do that. But I would like to point out the whole father-grandfather thing. The other day I was somehow linked to a video of Muppets singing a song about I am my own grandfather. It was an actual song about a guy who legitimately is his own grandpa somehow. I still couldn't quite figure out exactly how it worked out, but they made a song about it. And it wasn't incest, apparently, from what the comment said. It was a legitimate way to be your own grandfather. Ah well. Anywho, that'll be it for today. That was it for the big reveal. We did, yeah. Kinzo's quite crazy. Well, crazy is a very odd word. Crazy generally means you're loopy, you're not all there, you're unstable. Kinzo was very stable in a lot of ways, but horribly misguided, I guess. Just on the wrong train of thought or something. Yeah. He is the source of everything. Yeah. Him and Beatrice literally made the entirety of this story. Got the gold. He created the entire family. He befriended Nanjo. He was friends with Genji, Kumasawa, and all of them. Him and Beatrice physically built everything in that story. That kind of mattered. But anyway, that'll be it. And so many problems with that guy too. Well, he didn't make all of it, but he made it so that all of that could happen, I guess. Anyway, that'll be it. I'm going to sign off for today. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you for the interesting tale. We'll have a tea party for next week. Yeah, let's see where we go. I'm going to go eat some breakfast. I'm kind of hungry. Take care, everybody.